Very good morning, students. Today we'll be dealing with a topic called joint Hindu family. Now, what is joint Hindu family, or what do we know about joint Hindu family? Students, joint Hindu family means what we could see in this particular picture. We could see the grandparents, we could see their children, we could see their nephew and niece, and everyone is there. So we know a big family who lives together from generation. There are 2 to 3 generations living together of that particular family. We call the same to be joint Hindu family. Now, joint Hindu family is a normal condition of human society. That is to say, more specifically, a Hindu society. So far as Hindu society is concerned, it is a very normal condition which we could see in India. It is an extended family arrangement. What we can call the same to be, it is an extended family arrangement. Why we are saying that it is an extended family arrangement? Because it contains various many generation who are living in the same home. It is a normal condition of Hindu society. It is an extended family arrangement and it consists of many generations who are living together in a same house, in a same home. All these persons constitute a joint Hindu family. Now, all members are bound by the common relationship of a family. All members are bound by the common relationship. The family is headed by a senior person called Karta. In joint family, there is one head who is called as a Karta. More specifically, the Karta may be the eldest person of the family. He may be, or that particular Karta may be a male or may be a female. Here, the Karta need to be done. So, the family is headed by a senior person called Karta. The family income flows into a common pool to meet the needs of all the members. So when we say that it is a joint Hindu family, what is important is one, the income of that particular family should flow into a common pool to meet the needs of all members. Next is all the expenses are regulated by Karta. It would be only the Karta who is going to decide how the family income is going to be helpful for the expenses which incurs in the family. So all the expenses are regulated by Karta. Next is the joint Hindu family. When we say, it consists of a person who are lineally descendant from a common ancestor and includes their wives and unmarried daughters. Now, so far as lineal descendants from a common ancestors are concerned, like father and his sons are there. Now, if sons get married and a daughter is there, then in that case, the wives and unmarried daughter would be included in as a family member. Though they may not be considered to be a co-partners, but they would be considered to be a family member. And this particular basically structure or the constitution would be called as a joint Hindu family. So, by virtue of not only blood related, but also after marriage, or the daughter without marriage, or an unmarried daughter would also be considered to be a member of the joint Hindu family. It is a joint in state, food, and worship. Whenever we talk about a joint Hindu family, then in that case, it is always a joint in state, food and worship. That is to say, the property, food, and worship would be joint. This is called as a joint Hindu family. So, when we talk about joint Hindu family, what is important? It is a normal condition of Hindu society. It is extended family arrangement, sort of, and it consists of many generations who are living in same home. All the members are bound by the common relationship. The family is headed by a senior person called Karta, and family income flows into a common pool to meet the needs of all the members. Whatever the expenses are there are regulated only by Karta, and this particular joint Hindu family consists of lineal descendants from a common ancestor, and this also includes wives and their unmarried daughters. Whenever we talk about joint Hindu family, there is always what a first impression comes in our mind is it is joint in estate, that is to say property, food, and worship. Now let us see an example whom we'll call the same to be a joint Hindu family. A single male member and a widows of deceased male member, or a widow of deceased male member, would be considered to be a joint family. Here a single male member is there. He was having a brother. The brother जो है या फिर he was having a father, and mother of this particular single male is there, father is not there. Then in that case, if suppose mother is there, then generation of mother, the single male would consider it would be consist of two generation, and hence it would be considered to be a joint Hindu family. Another one is male Hindu, his wife and his unmarried daughter. Again, two generations are there, and hence it would be called as an example of joint Hindu family. The male Hindu with a widow of his deceased brother, male Hindu with his wife. So both the examples are like are of joint Hindu family. Here the male Hindu and a widow of his deceased brother. Next is male Hindu and his wife. Both would be considered to be a joint Hindu family. Then two female members, but there must be at least two members to constitute it. Only two female members may also constitute a joint Hindu family. For example, the two real brothers' wife are there. Then in that case, both of them would be considered to be a joint Hindu family if they are staying together, having a common estate, worship, and a food. Then in that case, they would be considered to be a joint Hindu family. Important is there has to be at least two or more members to constitute this joint Hindu family. Now, important thing about this joint Hindu family, which we also called it to be an undivided Hindu family. What is important is there are two important things. Firstly, an unmarried male Hindu on partition does not by himself also constitute a Hindu undivided family. An unmarried male huh, Hindu on partition, because after partition that particular property gets partition, and that after that particular partition now this unmarried male Hindu remains sole, and hence if he is remaining sole he himself does not constitute a joint Hindu family or a undivided Hindu family, and hence this particular thing is to be kept in mind. Second one is there can be a smaller Hindu undivided family within a larger undivided family. So smaller Hindu family could be there within a large undivided family. So two smaller and larger families staying together, they are undivided in nature. Then in that case, undivided in nature in the sense smaller and larger, how come the situation could be assessed? Like for example, two brothers are staying together with their wife and children. Cooking is different. Worship may be having their own places in their house, but again, because in the property in which they are staying together is not yet partitioned, and hence it would be considered that there is a small family, undivided family within a larger undivided family. So this is an example about a Hindu undivided family. So students, that is what we have studied today. So if anything which you would like to ask me in respect to this particular topic, you may ask me. You may get answer to your queries after asking me certain questions. If you have any kind of questions, do ask me, and आप मुझसे भी पूछ सकते हैं.